Welcome to MOVITRAC LTP-B Basic and Intermediate Training. This is a course that SEW-EURODRIVE is offering on its YouTube channel to help our employees and customers get up to speed in this very useful variable frequency drive. My name is Don Congdon. I'm a corporate trainer at SEW-EURODRIVE's U.S. headquarters in Lyman, South Carolina. I'll be your instructor, and I will be helping you learn a lot about the MOVITRAC LTP-B. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's answer a very obvious question. What is a MOVITRAC LTP-B? Well, the short answer to that is it is one of two families of entry-level variable frequency drives that SEW-EURODRIVE sells. SEW-EURODRIVE offers a wide range of variable frequency drives. The MOVITRAC LTP-B is one of two families of what we call our entry-level VFDs. These have excellent economics, but also excellent features. And we'll be taking a look at one of these families. Now, maybe you're saying, what is a variable frequency drive or a VFD? Well, by the time you're done with this course, you're definitely going to know the answer to that question, but right now, suffice it to say that a VFD is an electronic motor controller. It controls a motor's speed and possibly other parameters electronically, which makes it extremely versatile. Now, the two families of entry-level VFDs that SEW-EURODRIVE sells include the MOVITRAC LTE-B+, and the one we're covering, the MOVITRAC LTP-B. Now, we are not going to be covering the MOVITRAC LTE-B+, that is the subject for another class. We're going to be covering the one that is one step up from this, the MOVITRAC LTP-B. Now, perhaps you're wondering, what is the difference between these two families? After all, the pictures show they look similar. Well, there are many ways we can answer that, but before I do that, I would like to clarify some terminology just so there's no confusion. In this class, the term variable frequency drive, VFD, and inverter are all equivalent terms. They mean exactly the same thing, and I'll be using them interchangeably, although I'll probably say VFD most of the time. Now, back to a comparison between the MOVITRAC LTE-B+ and the MOVITRAC LTP-B. What are some of the differences? Well, this is the LTE-B+, and you could think of the letter E in it as standing for essential. These VFDs are the entry-level of the entry-level VFDs. They have a good core set of essential functionality. They can do many different things, but they're also extremely economical. The MOVITRAC LTP-B is a step up. In fact, we like to say the P stands for plus. The LTP-B models also come in more sizes, and they definitely have an upgraded feature set. Let's compare some of the features side by side here. The MOVITRAC LTE-B+ can operate with motors between 1/2 and 50 horsepower, whereas the LTP-B can go from 1 to 400 horsepower, therefore a much larger motor size range. The LTE-B model comes in both IP20 and IP66. If you don't know what the IP rating stands for, don't worry, we'll cover it in a little while. For now, just assume that the IP rating indicates what kind of environment the VFD can operate in. The LTE-B+ comes in two versions. The LTP-B comes in three, IP20, IP55, and IP66. The LTE model can only control a motor's speed, while the LTP can control both speed and torque. The LTE allows only open-loop control, meaning it does not work with any kind of feedback device like a motor encoder. On the other hand, the LTP has both open and closed-loop control, so it can actually do more accurate speed control if you use a feedback device. The LTE has a decent complement of inputs and outputs. It offers two digital inputs, two combination signals that can be either digital inputs or analog inputs, one combination output, which can be either a digital output or an analog output, and one relay contact. The LTP offers more. It offers three digital inputs, two combination digital input analog inputs, two combination digital output analog outputs, and two relays. So it offers more I/O. The LTE can control a motor brake, but there are some limitations. The LTP can also control a motor brake, but it does not have those limitations. The LTE can deal with two kinds of motor thermal protective sensors, thermistors, and thermostats. The LTP can use those, but it can also work with advanced thermistors, the KTY and PT1000 sensors. The LTE does have fieldbus communication. It supports SBus, CAN Open, and Modbus RTU, and it supports additional fieldbus standards, including Ethernet-based ones, to an external fieldbus gateway. The LTP, on the other hand, supports SBus, CAN Open, Modbus RTU, Ethernet IP, Modbus TCP, EtherCAT, Profinet, BACnet, and some additional standards through an external fieldbus gateway. So definitely more connectivity available. And then finally, it offers two extra features, one called Safe Torque Off and one called a digital potentiometer. So it's definitely a very plus VFD. By the way, just in case you're curious about the MOVITRAC LTE-B+, we offer a complete class on our YouTube channel, and there is a link in the description below, so if you wish to get up to speed in that product, there is a complete training available. But we're going to now leave it behind and move into our discussion of the MOVITRAC LTP-B. So here's what we're going to learn in this course. These are the knowledge and skills goals that I have for you, and this is what you'll come away with when you finish the last session. You're going to understand how VFDs control motors. You're going to be able to identify MOVITRAC LTP-B models and understand their nomenclature. Those are the SEW codes that you'll find on the VFD's nameplate, and you'll be able to interpret those once you've completed that session. You'll be able to identify VFD electrical and control connections, so you'll know how to wire one up. You'll understand VFD control and communications modes, how it controls motors, and how it communicates through different user interfaces. You'll recognize the common accessories available that can expand your MOVITRAC LTP-B. You'll know how to perform a quick motor startup using just the built-in keypad. You'll learn how to control the VFD through the built-in keypad. You'll learn to work with the basic parameters through the keypad. And then you'll learn how to switch to extended parameter mode, where you'll gain much additional functionality through an extended set of parameters. We'll then move into some more intermediate skills by learning how to control the VFD in ways beyond the built-in keypad, such as terminal control mode. You'll learn to interpret status and fault codes and to deal with problems when they come up. You'll learn how to connect to the VFD with a PC running a program called LT Shell, which enables you to engineer the drive much more conveniently than the keypad. You'll learn to customize the VFD for specific tasks. You'll learn to back up and restore parameter sets. You'll learn to use a built-in diagnostic tool called the scope to monitor the VFD and troubleshoot it when things go wrong. And finally, you'll understand fieldbus control, where you can use a PLC or other industrial controller to control one or more MOVITRAC LTP-Bs. So we have a lot to cover in this class. We have a lot to learn. Pretty exciting. So who is this class for, you may be wondering? Is it for me? And the answer is absolutely. This class is for everyone. We intend this for both SEW-EURODRIVE employees and our customers. We are taking you all the way from beginner level to intermediate level by the time this class is through. So if you know nothing about a VFD or you're moderately experienced with them, don't worry, there is something in this class for you. Now, before taking this class, what are you going to need to get the most from it? Well, very definitely, if you want to get the most from it, you will need a demo unit or trainer. This is the one I'm using. You can see it's a fairly nice one, but it's also very simple. It's got a MOVITRAC LTP-B on it and a small asynchronous motor, and it's connected up through a nice cutoff switch. You'll need something similar to this if you wish to follow along and do the hands-on activities. Of course, if you don't have one, you can simply watch those and you will learn a great deal. But if you can put your hands on one, you will definitely learn more. Now, what if you don't have a demo unit? Can you put one together yourself? And the answer is absolutely. Here's what you'll need. You'll need a MOVITRAC LTP-B. Any model will do, but I recommend one of the smaller ones just because it's more convenient. You will need a small asynchronous motor. Any brand will do. You'll need a PC loaded with the LT Shell software, which you can download from SEW-EURODRIVE's website, and I'll show you in just a moment where to do that. You'll need the USM21A or USB11A USB adapter. This allows you to connect your computer to the MOVITRAC. The gray unit is the more recent USM21A, which is the current model. The USB11A is the orange one. It is discontinued, but it is still readily available in many facilities. You will also need cable set C to get connected, and you will need some switches and potentiometers. Now, I have this nifty little control board which we used to market for training purposes. Unfortunately, it's discontinued now, but you really don't need it. All you really need are 3 single-pole, single-throw toggle switches and 1 potentiometer. The potentiometer should have a resistance between 1 and 10K, and it does not have to be a large one. A small one is just fine. And that is all you need to set up the equivalent of a demo unit. Now, to get the LT Shell software, you will need to go to our website, SEW-EURODRIVE.com, and you will need to pick Products, Software, Startup and Engineering, and Engineering Software LT Shell. And you can download it right there. It is free, and then install it on your PC. And if that's too much work, I've included a link in the description below. While you're downloading things, you should also download the PDF operating instructions manual for this VFD. This is an extremely handy and very well laid out piece of documentation. It tells you absolutely everything you could wish to know about the MOVITRAC LTP-B. I've included a link in the description below for that as well. Let me give you a handy tip. As we go through this class, you will see some terms marked in red. These are important. When you see them, pay attention. They're like vocabulary terms. They highlight some important concept. And then an obligatory warning, the equipment we're working with is definitely not a toy. These are serious industrial devices. Almost 600 volts AC and 900 volts DC may be present on some of the connectors. These voltages have a lot of current behind them, and they very definitely can injure or kill you. So take normal electrical precautions when working with these voltages, and everything should be just fine. I do encourage you, if you're putting your own demo unit together, to have a big red switch that lets you kill the power very quickly. That's just good common electrical sense. Okay, you've been warned. Now, what if you have a question as you're going through the class? Well, you are welcome to contact the training department, whether you're an SEW-EURODRIVE employee or a customer. Simply send an email to training@SEW-EURODRIVE.com. Please do include MOVITRAC LTP class in the subject line. This will ensure that the email goes to the right person, and we'll try to get back to you and answer your questions. Now, just a little caveat here. The training department is not a technical support department. We cannot provide assistance for your specific applications, nor can we help you with troubleshooting. We can only answer questions associated with this particular class. What if you do need technical assistance for an application? We recommend you contact your local SEW-EURODRIVE representative for help. That might be the regional engineering department of your local SEW-EURODRIVE branch. It could be your district sales manager or possibly your distributor. All right, well, that is the end of the introduction. In our next session, we'll begin the class formally by taking a look at the MOVITRAC LTP-B. We'll introduce the models, the connectors, the accessories, and many other interesting things connected with it. So I hope you're excited because I am too. We're going to learn a lot, so see you next time.